Welcome to the Flex Forward podcast, where grit meets growth. With your host, Nic Espanet, bringing you stories of resilience, reinvention, and the real climb to success.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Flex Forward podcast. Today, we're joined by Candice Branch. Candice is the owner of Excel Employment Services, and I'll let her give you a little more information about what she does there. But Candice, welcome. We're glad to have you, and can't wait to hear more about what you do. Can you let our listeners know about a little bit about you and a little bit more about Excel Employment Services?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here. I connected with you at the end of last year, I think, fourth quarter. And so I've been excited about this interview for a while. I am the owner of Excel Employment Services, LLC. We are a staffing agency, and we primarily help individuals with disabilities find employment. More recently, we've been taking our focus to visually impaired clients because we've been actually getting an influx of those clients, and we found that there's a great need for that. So we've been in business since August 2016. So this year will be 10 years.
That's awesome.
Like it. Thank you. And I've been doing this for about 13 years. I have a contract with the state rehabilitation, vocational rehabilitation services program, and with the Ticket to Work program. So yeah, that's what I do in a nutshell.
That's awesome. And what a blessing. I mean, it's got to be rewarding to help people who have challenges find, employment, and to where they can feel like they're contributing, that they're doing something towards that rather than, not being able to. So I bet that's got to be a blessing to help these individuals.
It is life-changing. And the more and more I do this, I realize that I remember one of my very first clients was a senior woman in a wheelchair. And I remember her saying to me, when she got a job, and it was a lot to get her a job because it was just a challenge. She had a wheelchair. She had only certain hours she could work because of her health, but she was determined. And I remember walking out of the interview and her saying to herself, I can go buy myself some perfume. I haven't bought myself perfume in years. And I just, oh my gosh. And from then on, I knew like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
That's so awesome. Well, that's such a blessing for you and especially for your clients. Yes. That's awesome. So what, there's, what's something you think that sets you apart that helps you have success at what you're doing?
I started off as a special education teacher for 5 years. And that's why I transitioned to this particular type of work, because I was there, teaching my students in my last 2 years. My teacher aides, and they were amazing. They were the ones primarily getting to work with my students. And I was bogged down with a lot of paperwork. And so I think for me, I worked with high school students, middle school students, and elementary school students. And so my high school students, when I worked with them, I was doing a lot of vocational work with them. So like when they finished their state testing, our springtime was spent with doing applications online and calling employers with them, especially like my seniors and my juniors. Some of my students, I helped them fill out their FAFSA because I had different ranges of disability levels. Some of them just had like a mild learning disability, but they could still go to college. Some needed to go right into work. So I think that's where I started to really be like, this is something that I really want to do. I want to be able to help adults, especially with disabilities, obtain employment. So I think that's what makes me stand out some, that I had that experience beforehand, working with young people. Because, in high school with special education, it goes up to 21, 22. So.
And you got to see that there was a need there and that you had a love for it. So you almost like it's practice for a while, that you got to go through working with the kids or young adults, and then you knew there was a need once they left your programs like yours. So that's awesome. Was there something that you found comes easy to you that others may find challenging as have worked your way through your career?
Gosh, I will say, honestly, just one of the main things that I learned, because we go talk to employers. And so we have to be bold. We are there to let them know we have a viable candidate for them, a candidate that'll be with them for a very long time. But, HR people, they're busy. They have a lot going on, especially I always share with people since COVID, I do notice a great difference. It's just different. And so, but being able to go in a room and, if I dare say, kind of take authority and just be able to go talk to the employers and on behalf of an individual, that takes a lot. So I believe that's what makes me stand out.
That's awesome. I think it's having confidence and being secure. That's awesome. Well, Awesome. If someone's listening and wants to get better at something, maybe having that confidence or something else, is there something you found, a podcast or a book, something that's helped you reach your goals?
If I could be honest with you, just God, prayer.
That's a good one.
I don't have a specific, and anytime I go, because it can be very nerve wracking going into places to talk to people. I say take authority, but it takes deep breaths, and then it takes just stepping on the gas, But honestly, yeah, if I had to say a book, the Bible, you know what I mean? Like I'm not a fervent reader. I used to be, but with work and life, not as much.
Sure.
But yeah, just knowing that I have the ability to change people's lives and that, God uses me, I have a responsibility to my purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing. So knowing that I've been unemployed twice myself, and so I know what it's like to not have a job. And so when I get a new client, or when I have my caseload of clients, I work really hard for them because I know what that's like. And, it's a challenge to not have income. And so I treat my clients as if I was working for myself. So.
Well, and you have your focus in the right place. It sounds like you're looking upward and into the Bible. That's always the best place to start. And I think your clients are probably really benefiting from that, and will continue to. And so, what a blessing! And in your experience, being the special ed teacher or having been unemployed a couple times, you have vision that I wouldn't have coming in to do that role. So I think you're kind of put in that position with your experience to really help the people you're helping.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. So what is one of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome in your career?
Oh man. I will say as of late, as I mentioned earlier, COVID, having to pivot. Employment doesn't look the same.
Sure.
I've actually recently had someone share with me that creativity is going to have to be a very big part of me placing my clients because things are just different. And so I've been like, okay, creativity, what does that look like for me? What does that mean? How do I apply that? And so recently I can say this has been one of my most recent challenges, is just trying to find a way to be more creative in the work that I do, and in placing my clients, communicating and connecting with employers, with my clients, and all those different things.
Interesting. I hadn't thought about how have you guys thought about how AI stuff could affect some of that? That's yeah. So that, just have it. I think every industry, almost every industry, if they're not, they should be thinking about it, because it's eventually going to, I think, have its way into every single, from
Industry.
from startup job to blue collar to white collar to everything in between, to doctors, lawyers, and all the way down to starting positions at a fast food restaurant or something. AI is going to be somehow involved, and so we either need to figure out how to work with it, or it may leave us all behind.
Right. And that's where that creativity, and that's what came up was AI. AI is able to do so many job functions now, and it's increasing. So being able to have that creativity where a human being is still so needed in these particular roles, just determining the direction for that. So yeah, that's my latest challenge. It's funny that you asked me that. Yeah, that's been my.
I think that's a challenge for everybody right now. So it sounds like
things. Hear that.
Well, and I know it's it's how to embrace it, and a lot of people I talk to, that's they're concerned, but they're also excited about what it might be able to also help in a positive way.
Yes.
Way it's going. So it sounds like things are going well in business, and a lot of times as people start having success, they start thinking of different things they can maybe invest in or participate in, looking as they're looking towards their future for some passive income to either enhance or replace active income. Or you have any thoughts on that?
I have. I do want to expand out my staffing agency and be able to help individuals without disabilities as well. I host job fairs and I attend job fairs. And so I have a lot of people without disabilities that approach me, and, they want me to help them. And so I am, looking to partner with organizations that can provide those resources to help me to be able to find those jobs, to grow our staff, to be able to, connect to those places that will be able to help that process along. Even little things like being able to, write resumes for people that just need that assistance. I do have packages that I have for people that are looking for more professional work. So on an individual basis, I do help like head hunting services. So yes,
Okay.
as a business owner, you always have to find the different ways to fill that income and those ebbs and flows, because employment ebbs and flows, and that's fine. Everything ebbs and flows. Construction.
Cycles. Yeah.
My husband is an architect. He has his own firm too. So like his business ebbs and flows. It's just part of owning a business.
Yeah, that's very true. There's the cycles. So, as for wrapping up the interview, what exciting plans or initiatives do you have in the next 6 to 12 months? You may have just hit on that with expanding outside of what you're currently doing, but any other things going on?
No, we're going to keep the momentum of job fairs going. I really enjoy that. I have a really great partner that I have, 3-in-1 Trinity Services, and it's owned by Doris Anderson. We've been doing job fairs together, and it's been awesome. She helps entrepreneurs, and so it's been amazing. I have a center that I work at in South Dallas called the South Dallas Fair Park Innovation Center, and we host events here, and there are different things that I do here to just be a part of the community and keep my name out there. So continuing to do those things. And just trying to, like I said, just tapping into creativity and whatever that means. So
that's awesome. You always got to be pivoting a little bit and
yes.
kind of refining what you're doing. Well, Candice, thank you so much for spending time with us today and sharing some of your tips and insights. If people would like to connect with you and learn more about what you do, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Several ways. So my website is www.eesllcjobs.com. Our phone number is, we have a 1-800 number. It's 1-800-464-0942. And I do have an email address. You can just email excel, EXCEL, EMPLLC @gmail.com. So you can connect with me, connect with our company through any of those ways.
Yeah, I encourage everybody to reach out and touch base with Candice if you have any thoughts or have any needs with what she's working on. I think she will be a blessing to anybody that talks to her.
Thank you so
Candice,
much.
thank you so much. Thank you for joining. I've really enjoyed getting to know you and hearing what you've got going on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick. So like I said, I've been looking forward to this since the end of last year, so I'm excited as well.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You bet. And listeners, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and share and pass this along to any of your friends who might enjoy it. Thanks, everyone, and have a wonderful day.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Flex Forward podcast. If you've got grit, growth, and a great story, visit flexforwardpodcast.com/guest to apply and join us on the show.